This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Monica Dean. Let's get right into your top local stories. Frustrations boiled over at the South Bay Union School District meeting as board members voted to shutter Central Elementary School and is considering closing two others. Part of last night's anger came as the board also approved a hefty pay package for an interim superintendent and walked out.
Motion passes 5-0.
The district says declining revenue is one of the major reasons they've been looking at closing Berry and Sunslope Elementaries. The board unanimously approved the interim superintendent pay package of more than $18,000 a month. Teachers and parents argued, some dressed as Christmas Carol ghosts to predict a grim future.
By closing these doors, you destroy the heart of the community. Families see no future for their children, pack their cars and fled, leaving behind empty houses and desolate streets.
Why not be making cuts at the top and prioritize the students?
Okay, to be clear here, only Central is closing this year. The district says decisions about Berry and Sunslope will be based on a review of enrollment and financial data going forward. A high school teacher accused of sexually assaulting an underage family member is scheduled to face a judge today. Kevin Conover taught religion at Christian Unified High School in El Cajon. The sheriff's department says they began investigating in October after getting a call about sexual abuse allegations. They say no students were involved. A former student tells NBC7 Conover is a well-known teacher and leader in the community.
I, like many other people, are shocked and surprised. I'm heartbroken for the victim. I'm heartbroken for his wife and his kids. And I think overall what would encapsulate that is just disappointed.
In a statement, the superintendent of Christian Unified Schools says they learned of the investigation after his arrest Tuesday and immediately notified families and suspended his employment. Crews carefully tried to pull this SUV right here that went down an embankment and into a garage. Yikes, this happened on Hillside Terrace in Vista. No one was home at the time. The two people inside that SUV were hurt but are expected to be okay. NBC7 spoke with a neighbor who saw the car crash into a utility pole going up the hill before coming back down and then losing control in a sharp left turn, ultimately ending up there in that home's garage. Neighbors also tell us they have been concerned with the lack of safety precautions on that road. The hills are steep, the curves are sharp, and there's a school right down the road.
Since I've moved in, there's been already 3 hits and runs, and it's such a dead corner with no lighting. We have a lot of kids that come out of the neighborhood and go to the school right down at the bottom of the street, but we don't have any walkways.
San Diego County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. So far, no charges in connection with this crash. Get ready for even more changes along the bayfront in the South Bay. Local leaders want to expand Chula Vista's Harbor Park from 12 acres to 25 acres. The bayfront already has a $1 billion resort hotel and convention center. The new plans include playgrounds, a splash pad, and walking paths. Harbor Park was already a favorite among locals for decades.
I love it here. It's a good view. It's an amazing breeze.
This is the only place really in Chula Vista that we can be amongst the water. The squirrels, tons of squirrels, and ducks.
That guy was up in a tree. How about that? The first phase of the Harbor Park will cost around $15 million. It is expected to be completed by early 2027. Meteorologist Angelica Campos joins us now with a look at your forecast. It's almost Friday.
And we're almost there. Almost a holiday too, and the weather is beautiful today. The best day this week with all that sunshine, warm weather before temperatures will start to cool back down. At the beach, moderate rip currents, waves between 2 and 4 feet, and high tide will be happening this afternoon at 2:45 with the water right around 60 degrees. As we look across the county, you can see not a lot of clouds, at least not near the surface, but we do have them in the upper levels. That's why you see those beautiful wispy clouds that sometimes create those halos. So we may see that this afternoon. High pressure is in place, but it's going to begin shifting south and east. And as that happens, then we'll start to introduce some of that cooler air. So this afternoon, a mix of clouds and sunshine for the coast. Temperatures right around 70 degrees. San Diego 74, 84 inland. In the mountains, low 70s, low 80s, and our deserts with plenty of sunshine. Partly cloudy through the afternoon. We'll see clouds building and even some fog tonight. Monica?
Thank you. SeaWorld San Diego cares for more than 200 penguins at their park. And if you can't go see them in person, you can now see them virtually. We'll tell you about it and where you can watch them live. That's coming up next. Stay with us.
You count on the NBC7 team to kick off your day.
I'm Stephen Luke alongside Marianne Kushi.
And help prepare you for the unexpected.
So weather alert this morning.
You count on updates on the big stories in our community.
This is a story we have been covering for weeks now.
And seeing their impact on your life.
Tariffs are a major issue for San Diego.
This is going to impact me directly.
You count on solutions for the day ahead.
And we have lots to tell you about.
Because you need to make the most of your mornings. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC7.
This is San Diego News Daily.
I'm Monica Dean. Welcome back. A lot of people were surprised this morning when police showed up at a City Heights elementary school. But as NBC7's Audra Stafford shows us, an even bigger surprise was in store for them.
The sight of this many police cars parked outside of a school would normally be cause for concern, but not today. These officers with the San Diego Unified School District Police Department were delivering holiday cheer to 15 third graders at Hamilton Elementary. They're all part of the department's True Blue Buddies program, which partners low-income and at-risk students with law enforcement mentors.
It was very important for us to change that perception of law enforcement on the schools. We want them to feel safe. We want to be seen as approachable. We want to be seen as somebody that can come and count for, because what that does is, you know, the more they trust us, the more they're going to come to us and let us know what's happening in the community.
The True Blue Buddies team up for events throughout the year. Today was their big holiday party, where special guest Santa Claus had an even more special surprise. These 3 souped-up Padres bikes and helmets for 3 very lucky winners. But the biggest surprise of the day came from this young man, Loyal, after his number was drawn for the last bike.
What should we do? Because he wants to say something. Oh, you want to say something?
He could have the bike.
Anyone else need a tissue? Actually, you may just want to go ahead and grab the whole box, because right after that came this.
I think we have a bike for everyone.
Feeling the holiday cheer in City Heights, I'm Audra Stafford, NBC7.
Oh, I love it. And how sweet that kiddo was willing to give his away. Meteorologist Angelica Campos will have a look at your weather forecast right after this.
NBC7 and Telemundo 20. Weather coverage you count on. You count on accuracy.
The winds are going to be increasing.
You count on these experts.
Take a look here at our future weather.
In 2 languages.
Más de 3 pulgadas de precipitación.
You count on innovative tech.
We look at our first alert Doppler radar.
From a team you depend on.
Dry conditions to round out this week.
You count on early warnings.
Because we had pretty significant rain.
Because you know every second counts.
They just kept getting worse and worse.
This is First Alert Weather. This is coverage you count on. Only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
Well, let's give you a live look outside. It is beautiful out there with all these wispy clouds and the high levels of the atmosphere. A view from UCSD as we look down towards the water, you can see some low clouds out there, which will be returning as we go into tonight. Today, the warmest day, especially for our inland valleys. Tomorrow, cooling begins, and that'll continue into next week with the possibility for some wet weather. Today will be in the 70s in San Diego, 84 inland, 70s in the mountains, 80s also in the desert, so it is still very mild. And fall is coming to an end. Winter officially starts this weekend. We're going to see more clouds through the afternoon, partly cloudy, but we're still dry for now. Temperatures across the county making their way into the mid-80s in Ramona, Alpine, mid-70s into our mountains. Numbers trending almost 20 degrees above the average. And tonight, we're going to see mostly 50s and 40s with a few exceptions, of course, into our mountains where it's going to be a little bit cooler, like Julian around 37. Heading into the weekend, we'll see most of the storms on Saturday and Sunday up north, but that is going to be changing right after the winter solstice, which will happen at 7:03 on Sunday. And look at that, chances of rain starting late Tuesday into Wednesday, potentially lasting all the way through Friday. Winter officially starting this weekend. In the mountains, mid to upper 60s, staying cool next week, especially as the rain approaches. In the deserts, we'll be in the 80s through the weekend, but cooler next week. Monica?
It'll be a cozy Christmas. Thank you, Angelica. SeaWorld is bringing back its penguin cam in time for the holidays. Look at these guys. It's a live stream from their penguin encounter habitat. The stream is live during the daylight, and then once it gets dark, they rebroadcast that day's stream. You can watch more than 200 penguins as they eat, play, get routine checkups. The penguin cam is on SeaWorld's website. We also have a direct link for you at NBC7.com. More coverage you count on at NBC7.com. Thanks for watching.